what are interest rates doing right now? They're going up. Why? What do you think? Yeah. Economy's healthy. Alternative investments to the Treasury bond are up, aren't they? Right? So interest rates, they follow the yield on the Treasury bond. So if the stock market's up, it's an alternative investment. What happens to the price of the bond? Yeah, there's more bonds on the market, it goes down, right? So if you have a $1,000 a bond with $1,000 face value, it's got a 6% yield, and you're buying it for $900. What happens to your effective yield? Your effective yield goes down, or does it go up? Goes up. That's right. So the interest rates follow alternative investments. They follow the yield of the bond market, right? But if alternative investments like the stock market up, means inflation's up, economy's going well, and interest rates are going to follow. And we're in that situation right now. Interest rates are certainly on the rise. Where they're going to land, you know, it's hard to say. When was the time to buy real estate? Yesterday. What are you going to be saying in a year? Yesterday. So when is the time to buy real estate? Now. Why? You're never going to get a better deal. You're never going to get a better interest rate. You're never going to get a better deal on the property.
What are the current interest rates right now on investment property?
You know, today we were at 5%. 2 weeks ago it was at 4.75. Yeah. So they're certainly on the rise. They're still awesome. They're still awesome. And frankly, a year from now, let's say they land at 6%. Real estate's still going to be great. So we had the, and I'm going to have some people in their minds thinking, okay, this guy's thinking real estate's never going down, right? And I can remember I was a kid in coming out of college, 2003, 2004. I was in the mortgage industry, and that's all anybody ever talked about. Man, real estate's a great investment. It's only up from here. And it did. It went up. It went up. It went up. And then what happened? It crashed, right? Guys, what was the primary cause of the crash? Who knows? Heartbeat loans. That's right. It was lending practices that caused the boom. Ironically, what else did they cause? The crash. Okay, what's changed since then? Lending practices. Tighter than ever. Tight as a tick. Giving me gray hair. Okay? As with anything, there's an upside and a downside of having tighter lending practices. What's the upside? What do you think?
More stable market.
Sustainable growth. Sustainable growth. We're not in a bubble situation. People that are in their homes right now, they can afford them. I know. I verified and documented that they can afford their homes. I did. So do my processors. Anybody that's done a loan with me, they can attest to that, or with anybody else. So guys, interest rates are going up. Let's talk about what else. What else follows interest rates? If you're renting a home, so you got all these new buyers that are buying homes now at higher interest rates than they were 2 years ago. Well, prices would go up. Rents, that's right. So interest rates are going up. Rents are going to follow. Rents are going to follow. They have to. They have to. People are going to take a loss on their homes forever, and everybody else that bought homes when they're lower, it's kind of like collusion. They're going to take advantage of the interest rates going up. They see the guy down the road advertising the house at $2,000, for the home. Because, hey, that person's got a 5% interest rate, and they've got a 4% interest rate on a property they're paying $1,500 on. What do you think they're going to try to rent the property at? $2,000. That's the new market, right? So guys, rents are going to follow interest rates. So I guess the point is yeah, interest rates are going up. The best time to buy was yesterday. You'll be saying that in a year. I think you'll be saying that 2 years, personally. Now, call me crazy. I'm in lending. I have to be a little bit. But I think now is a great time to invest. Really do. So,
Awesome.
anything else, Steve? Is that
Any other questions for Chris before he takes off, Jason?
Once we get all the documents to you, how long does the pre-qualification take?
some of that will depend on the scenario. Some scenarios are a little more complicated than others. Here's kind of how my process is set up. Everything's on a conveyor belt, and it has to be. If you do any kind of loan volume, you've got to separate your loan process into different stages, and you have to have different employees that own those stages. Otherwise, you can't hold anybody accountable. If everybody owns everything, no one's accountable, right? So I've got one guy that starts the process. His name's Colin Tandy. Anybody know Colin? Nice kid. He's about 24, sharp, really outgoing, good kid. But anyway, Colin owns the pre-qualification process. He's got about 1.5 years under his belt. He can only handle so much, meaning there's certain scenarios, complicated scenarios, borrowers that have lots of K-1s, business returns, capital gains. Maybe they're invested in oil. Who knows? They've got annuities. They've got different things going on. Colin turns those over to either Dave or I. Those take a few extra days to get reviewed. But typically, once you've turned your items in, worth about 48 hours on review. And that's once you've gotten us everything that we need to pre-qual you. And we'll send you a needed items list, to basically detail what's required for that. If you've already done a loan with us, we're going to shoot you an email that gives you a list of updated items needed, right? But does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're really quick in terms of the turnaround. They're very skilled at what they do, and it's the reason why they're a part of the DFY team, because we want that success rate for our clients who are trying to replace their income with this real estate. Bill?
I was going to say, it's really seamless with the DFI one because you get the contract signed on your property, and the next thing you know, I get an email from Chris. Saying, okay, here's what we need pre-qual. I mean, it's just the next day I've got an email in my inbox from him. So the real estate agent has the contract. It comes back here, or they notify the people here. They notify Chris. They notify the insurance. People. Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It's really kind of an impressive system.
Well,
thanks,
thank you.
Bill.
It's definitely intentional because we want that process to be as seamless and as frictionless as possible for you. So, Chris, thank you so much for coming. I hope that was beneficial for you to be able to learn from Chris and understand his expertise. And if nothing else, I know your level of confidence in the lending process through DFY has increased by leaps and bounds just by getting to meet this man and understand how good he is at his job and how much he knows. So please give it up for Chris Palmer. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Chris.
guys. Appreciate it.